And I would say that if you have the opportunity to go to film school, then you should, because it's the best way to make contacts. I think the contacts is the most essential thing in the network. It's where I met Yaku. And the fact that you have that time dedicated to just doing thing as well. People underestimate how you are going to get out of it the amount you put in. When you're going to film school and you're just studying that thing, you're just doing that thing. And you don't really have that many other sort of responsibilities aside studying that thing. So that's also a benefit of it. Was it 10 years ago now? Grading was very different, and now I had to take a course end of last year. So you must always upskill yourself and know how to do every other job to be able to do your job well. Like the best editor is gonna know how to shoot something or how to write something. I don't think you can write something while thinking about how an audience is going to perceive it. I'm not writing from the perspective of an imagined audience that I'm conjuring up that's judging what I'm writing.
Like
that's gonna screw me over.
Hello, family. Welcome to yet another episode of Seen and Heard, a platform that makes you feel seen and heard. Kalibito Nadim Potushani, and I'm not doing this alone. I'm with the co-host,
Luto Dala.
And today we have a phenomenal writer in the building. He's a writer, film director, amongst many other accolades. He's also one of the founding members of Looped Pictures, and his name is Mark Haines.
Hello.
Hello, Mark.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. I suddenly felt the wave of nervousness. I don't know why.
Hi.
I don't know.
Now you feel how I was feeling.
We're all nervous. Okay, you know what? Let's break the nerves. Let's start off with something fun. Let's have a movie buff quiz. Now, off camera, Mark did say that he was pretty good at this. I wasn't asking him
don't
questions.
say that. Now I'm gonna make a fool of myself.
No, we'll see.
Now the expectation has.
Yeah, he's pretty good. But okay, let's go with the first question.
I trust you, Mark.
Robert Downey Jr. played which other movie star in a 1992 film? Is it A, Harpo Marx, B, Charlie Chaplin, C, Stan Laurel, or D, Oliver Hardy?
It's Charlie Chaplin because he's related to him.
Correct. I don't know it's really. You see what I mean? Like, no one knows that.
No one knows that kind of information.
Literally, no one knows
But
that.
you.
Yes, okay. Tyler Durden is a character in which Brad Pitt
Fight
movie?
Club.
Okay, there you go. Yeah.
Okay, that was an easy one there.
Oh, yeah, that was easy.
Everyone knows Tyler Durden.
Not everyone.
Are we not allowed to speak about it? Because it's Fight Club.
Just the oh, wow. The producer doesn't know who Tyler Durden is. But anyways, what role is played by Adam Driver in the 2015 movie Star Wars The Force Awakens?
Kylo Ren.
That is correct.
That was an easy one there.
Okay, you know
it's
what?
Star Wars.
I think, Mark, what you describe as easy.
Literally.
Versus what is really easy.
Yeah. Let me just pick, I'm gonna just for fun.
Ask me just
out of the
general questions about life, and I'd be like,
That's too easy. This one's too easy. How is actor Liam Hemsworth related to Chris Hemsworth?
They're brothers.
I think they're cousins.
There's so many of them.
Yeah, but there was options like nephew, cousin, father. So.
His nephew, yeah.
Okay, last random question out of the middle. Who plays the transgender character of Lily Elbe in The Danish Girl? Is it A?
Eddie Redmayne.
Yeah, that's correct.
What? Do you not know?
I don't even know The Danish Girl.
But he got flack for it afterwards because
I never watched the film.
There should have been a transgender person playing the role.
Wow.
I feel like we must do
the whole thing.
A rapper, what do you call it? An episode.
Oh yeah.
Where we talk about the champion of the.
Oh, what the movie buff quiz?
Yeah, the movie buff quiz.
Mark will win.
Yeah.
This guy just answered 2 of the randomest questions and he got them right.
He actually didn't even give you options.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He gave me options for one though.
For one of them.
Yeah.
Downey Jr. one.
Yeah. Which you already knew.
Knew that they were related.
But anyway, how are you doing? How has life been? There's the life question.
It's okay. We're in post for a few things.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of development as well. DFM Access, which is really cool to be a part of. Finding out how to properly put together like a series package, which is all things you don't get taught in film school, which is wild.
Which is wild.
And then you just kind of have to figure it out. And then sort of we're finding out that most of the job of doing this is like pitching your idea and like how to make it as succinct as possible and get people on board. And so yeah, that's been a really cool thing to be a part of. And then I got into Silver Scallum for next year. Not like in yet, but the concept got in, and now I'm working with mentors and developing that. So fingers crossed for that. And then, yeah, there's a few post things. I did grade and online for 2 things that are showing at Silver Scallum Fears this year, a documentary and a short narrative. So yeah, many things.
Mark, I want to tell you something. You mentioned now that there was something that you don't really learn in film school. Was it the pitching idea?
Yeah. Well, we did pitches at the end of because every term, I don't know what it's like now. This is a long time ago before they joined with the other company that bought them, and now they're a part of Atlas Studios as well. It's a whole thing. But when I was in film school, every term we did a film that was like our end of term project. And then before we got to shoot, we had to like pitch it. And then it was under 5 categories. It was like narrative, performance, medium, aesthetics, and control, or something like that. And we had to make like treatments and stuff, but then the treatments also had to be like academic papers as well. Because they had to be, it's still a school. But yeah, we're finding now that those 2 things are very different. How you like pitch a film in film school.
Right.
And how
obviously it's going to be made.
Yeah. Regardless, right?
Yeah, like you just have to do certain things to get the green light because you have to do your end of term project. But nobody wants to make your idea. It has to be like captivating because
in the real world,
you're competing with everyone else who wants to make their thing, right? So it has to be like short, sharp. We rewrote the log line like 10 times. And then, looking at all of the deliverables that we got for this package, it's like not actually a lot of words because it's like 100 words for this section, and it has to be the best 100 words because as someone with money has got no time. So that on the first page, it has to be like they have to get the whole idea and have to be asking questions themselves. And so it has to be like sparse, and there has to be like aesthetic, and they have to like get it, in one thing. Whereas in the past, I think we just go in, like we just, we have that thing in our head, and and we go for ages and ages, and then it's like I think doing DFM Access is making us think like, oh, the person like reading this has to like get it straight away.
In 100%.
And if it's confusing, then they're not going to want to continue. And that doesn't mean that the idea can't have some like abstractions in it and stuff, but like, you just have to be very clear, like present tense has to catch your attention. It's almost like, and we didn't really go, I think the producers, I didn't do producing in film schools, so I think that they maybe did some of this, but I think it was maybe important for all of us to to be told how to like package a feature or a show or something.
That's probably also where you kind of sharpen your writing skills as well, because like, to be succinct and still make sense and still be descriptive and still be, all of that. Like a lot of writing.
It's almost like just on the way you would write a screenplay is that you just have to use the most words the least amount of words as economically as possible on the page. And it's almost like you have to take that skill for like on every other document.
Right.
You think that like, oh, every other document, here's my opportunity to like write the whole essay, when it's like, no, it just has to be like clear, succinct language on every document as well, because the people with the money don't have enough time for that, and that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to ask on that with film school, what do you think is the importance for film school? Because I've heard from Yaku that you dropped out and then went back to film school.
Yeah.
And now, at the position that you are right now, do you believe that, maybe for other people as well, do you believe that film school is a reliable platform for you to take if you want to be a successful or a sustainable filmmaker?
I think it depends. Yeah, so I did. You have to choose what subject you're going to do in second year. I don't know if I think they just do more subjects now. But in the first year, you did like everything. Second year, you got to specify. And then in third year, yeah, I was having other problems not related to film school. And then I went back and then I decided to do something more practical, which was editing and grading in second year. And then I specialized in editing in third year. And I would say that if you have the opportunity to go to film school, then you should, because it's the best way to like make contacts. I think the contacts is the most essential thing in the network. It's where I met Yaku. Where would I be without Yaku? You know what I mean? And all the other, and the person who I edited her graduation film, then she asked us to edit her Silver Scaramfears film, and then we met the producers, and then we've worked with them on a whole bunch of other stuff. So I would say if you already have contacts in the film world and you are in high school and you want to go into it, so then maybe use those contacts and then get an internship or go onto sets, and there's that way to learn if you already have the network. But I think one of the most essential things about film school is the network, and the fact that you have that time dedicated to just doing that thing as well. I think people underestimate how you are going to get out of it the amount you put in. So when you go into film school and you're just studying that thing, you're just doing that thing. And you don't really have that many other sort of responsibilities aside studying that thing. So that's also a benefit of it. But in terms of the thing that you study, I would say that, I mean, my writing lecture was incredible. But I would say do a practical thing like editing or cinematography, or I also did grading, which I didn't take in third year, but was it 10 years ago now? Grading was very different, and now I had to take a course end of last year. So you must always upskill yourself and know how to do every other job to be able to do your job well. Like the best editor is gonna knows how to like shoot something or how to write something, or
It's interesting.
All right.
So what drew you to editing specifically? Because
And then grading as well, right?
Editing is, I don't know, I think I came to it out of necessity, because I wanted to make things when I was younger, and then I was like, oh, after you shoot things, you have to put it together, and then I was like, oh, that's what editing is. And then I started doing it, and then really enjoying it, and then my mom edits. Well, she's retired now, but she used to edit textbooks and stuff. So she was like a text.
Oh,
she edited text, and I was like, oh, it's because we've got the same brain. So and editing is like. It's like it's writing and post-production, so I like that side of it as well.
Wow!
Well, Mark, you've won many awards, and you've collaborated with some high-end clients. Would you say that when you receive these awards or you work with these clients, do you perceive it as you doing or you're reaching a pinnacle of success? Or do you just measure your work as a thing of, I enjoy it, so I do it? Or is it that a matter of, I do it for the award, or I do it to collaborate with these high-end clients?
Well, in terms of awards, I got some at AFTA, and then we got a few nominations, and I think the biggest one was being nominated for The Sniffing Years, the TV movie that we did. And no, I wouldn't say that. I don't know, if you're doing it for awards, I don't know, go do something else.
Yeah.
that's not why you do it. But it was cool to see it being nominated, so that you'd be like, oh, maybe more people will go watch it then.
Right.
It's more just about like, if you get an accolade, it's like, oh, then more people will go watch that thing, or it'll allow you to be able to, you can put that accolade on the next pitch document so that more
Right.
people will look at it.
Yeah.
It's more about that side of it.
Okay, I get
building
that.
building a CV.
Because there's so
Yeah.
much stuff. It's like, what's going to make the people watch that thing? And it's like, oh, you've got like a little laurel on it or whatever. It's been nominated for something, or then hopefully people will go watch that thing. That's kind of, yeah. If you do it for an award,
Go do something else.
Go do something else.
that's sad. Yeah.
But the nomination is also probably like a good thing, even though you don't get the award.
Right.
You know, like just the mere fact that you're being nominated and being like recognized that, oh wow, you're in the running for the best of that category.
Yeah, I guess it makes you more sane, because oftentimes you're like, what am I doing? Like, this is nuts.
Oh.
So then maybe it is kind of like validation in a way, like, not that someone's seeking out validation, but like, it's such a crazy nebulous thing that we do. So when someone says like, hey, that was cool, you're like, oh, cool, I'm not nuts. Like,
It really was
you
cool.
agree that this is okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But it's more just getting people to try and watch your stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I feel like with arts, it leaves room for interpretation for a lot of people, right? So you don't really know if it's good or not, because to you it might feel good or seem good, but like how you mentioned to people who read the pitch, like for example, they might not see it as that.
Yeah.
What do you then? I could house this like a psychological question, I guess, philosophical question. What do you determine success is for an artist? Is it maybe something that they enjoy, something that could win them an award, an accolade, a nomination? Or is it something that might just create fan base maybe? What is success for an artist?
I think it's different for every artist. I think success for me is like making the thing with the people, or this space entirely is like a success. You know, it's not like oh, I'm gonna win an Oscar and that's my success or something. It's like you have to have the successes in the journey of making it, otherwise, or you're writing a script and you as in I'm developing the script now, but then it goes to a panel, and if they don't like rate it high, bunch all the other scripts that are in there, then it's not going to go through. So I have to think of it as a success of like in the writing of it. Did I get this? Is this thing the movie, or the way that I would be satisfied with it being a thing? And then if it doesn't get in or not, I'm not too upset about that. Obviously, I'm still because I'm a human being. But like, you have to, you have to make the success in the process of doing it. Otherwise, because it's the only job where you're like constantly learning how to do things. And I think it was Kurosawa when he got an honorary Oscar. And he's like one of the best filmmakers in history. And then he said like, I still don't know what cinema is. I'm still learning.
Still learning.
And everyone's sitting there is like, what?
The best.
And it's like, oh, he doesn't have any sense of ego. It's like all just exploration. So, yeah, your success shouldn't be a trophy, I don't think.
Right.
The trophy is just the recognition so that you can put that on your next pitch document. Pretty much.
That's all it is.
I remember we had a chat once, and I was telling you about I really want to like gain some experience as well in like my filmmaking journey. And I remember you said that like the best way to like keep learning is like to keep doing, like just do a bunch of stuff. And like Eke was telling us about all the the journey that you guys had of like all the bunch of stuff that you guys were doing, you know, 6 shorts in 6 weeks. And would you say that's how you also became so proficient in Premiere Pro? What is it? DaVinci.
Avid.
So the 6 shorts thing was like we were doing other like corporate stuff, which we also still love to do. But then we were like, oh, we want to make some like narrative stuff, and then we realized, oh, no one's gonna approach us if we don't have stuff in that space, right? That makes sense. It's not another job where you put where you hand in your CV and it's got a list of things. We do have those CVs, sure, but no one asks for them. Everyone asks for a show reel, right? Because the show reel is your CV, because you're making a visual thing, so they want to see what you can look at. So if we wanted to make narrative stuff, we needed to make narrative stuff to then show people. You do learn by doing. I think that's also why after, which was cool, is that we got to make the short film, which was our like end of term exam in a way. And then you learn way more by actually doing the thing than sitting down and like reading about how to do it. Or, for example, like with After Effects and Premiere and stuff, when I was younger, I wanted to make videos and I wanted people to have like lightsabers and stuff. So I was like, how do I do that? So then I just looked up how to do that.
Yeah.
And then and then you learn how to do that. You know what I mean? So it's like you got to almost like have that thing that you want to do, and then you learn how to do it along the way to like get there, I guess. So yeah, just make your own stuff. Be like, I want to make a film, so do that, and then you'll learn on the way, you know?
Right.
Measure where you are to where you want to be, and then like find the steps to over there. And a lot of, I remember making a bunch of show reels that you were supervising. And half of the things I was just like, oh my word, how do I like turn this footage? Like, how do I rotate the footage? How do I do this? How do I add this? How do I add this? And a lot of it was like, okay, sitting behind, YouTube and then like just searching, whatever. And it's really just like playing with the tool as well. So that was helpful.
Yeah, it's the best. You just like, oh, I need to do this thing. And then you just Google and then you figure out how to do it. And then you also like can go down some crazy rabbit hole. And then as you're learning how to do that thing, it teaches you how to do all these other things. And you're like, wow. And then say like for grading, for example, I wanted to like upskill. And it's a thing that's with grading, it's like always changing. The way that I was taught how to do it 10 years ago, nobody does it that way anymore, because then they figured out that it's kind of like a destructive way of doing it. And then now there's all sort of a much more like future-proofed ways of doing it now, and color science is always changing and all this. I don't understand maths, it's way beyond me. So then I took a course, and then that course enabled me to be a part of like a community. And then I realized that all of these different people are all a part of the same community, and they're all like sharing knowledge and stuff. Because with grading in particular, people don't really want to give away the tricks and stuff. In grading specifically, versus other departments. But this community is very like, doesn't like that, and they're just very open to just helping each other out.
A lot of gatekeeping.
There is quite a bit of gatekeeping. We don't like gatekeeping because it's counter to I don't know how movies are made. They're made with like people, collaborative, right? So, but yeah, there is a bunch of it, but I feel like it's changing now, especially with like YouTube and the fact that you can like make a whole movie on your phone.
Yeah.
People are not going to be able to gatekeep for very much longer.
Right.
True.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, when it comes to you editing, right? You've edited for music videos, corporates, commercials. Would you say the creative process is different for each category, or is it more or less the same? From an editing standpoint.
From like a narrative to like a music video, to like a documentary,
corporate.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it is different, but it's always that same thing I was saying of like, oh, you see where you want it to go,
Right.
and then it's just about arranging it in the most effective way for that to reach that intention. So, in terms of that like mindset, I guess it's the same, but then also if you're working on like a music video or a corporate or something, other people working on it have different
True.
not like opinions of like, oh, they're gonna make it worse or whatever. The video has a different intention for them. They want to use it for a different way. It needs to have X, Y, and Z in it because it needs to show this, and you get the brief like beforehand, but then maybe you weren't thinking about all those things. So those things do then like change the intention, but then you think about like, oh, what is that thing it needs to be, and then you like make it in that direction, versus like a narrative where sometimes it can be like incredibly specific, or in like a documentary, for example, where perhaps they've uncovered like a whole organic thing that happened in the discovery of shooting, therefore it needs to be structured, so it's more a sense of like discovery as you're doing it. But yeah, I guess it's all about like the intention that makes it the same process.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And the intention is like the same, but obviously the ways in to do it is just different.
You mentioned collaboration quite a lot. 'Cause,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it is filmmaking, Have you like gone into collaborative writing? How's that experience? Especially like you can have probably like creative clashes as well.
Yeah, the clashes,
Yeah. We wrote a short with a few people. It's usually Yaku and I that are actually writing on the script together. We have written stuff apart and with other people. Obviously, Ngabe is also incredible at like developing things and bouncing ideas off. So yeah, it's collaborative, but it can be like in different ways. Like Yaku and I like to write together, and then beforehand we can like ask questions to other people, and it's about like developing the concept and everything first, and then the writing stage is also like a different stage. But I think in terms of clashes, I don't really clash with Yaku when writing, because we're in that space where it's like, it's not about ego, it's about like the best idea wins. So if you're gonna take it personally, cool, deal with that yourself. Like, because then when we're writing something and someone has an idea and then the other person's like, no, I don't think that's strong enough because of X, Y, and Z, or no, I don't like that because it's a bit tacky or something. You can't be like, oh, I'm gonna take that personally, whatever. Because that saying all of the bad ideas then leads you to the good idea,
Right.
and then it's just going to be like the best idea is going to be the one that wins.
That's tricky though. Because how do you know
what's a good idea?
Yeah, sort of. How do you know that that's like
the
best idea? Because like we could sit here right now and we could like come up with a story or whatever, narrative, and I don't agree with what you're saying, or like we both agree. So how do you get to that point of like agreement, since you have a different perspective and I have a different perspective? Like how do we get to the story?
I think when it's two people have different perspective on the same subject matter, then like the truth of it is probably going to lie somewhere in the middle. So it's going to be like a combination of both. that will then like complicate the narrative further and then will lead to it being like more nuanced. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So like you pitch an idea, I have another idea. It's about hearing like, okay, I hear what you're going for. You hear what I'm going for. So the thing that we actually wanting to be getting at is this. So we're like, what's the note under the note? Like, what's the idea under the idea?
Right.
And then you say, oh, but what if this? And then you've considered both ideas, and then it's like, oh, that's the most like nuanced approach that then you're both gonna agree on. You're like, oh, I actually didn't think of that because I was thinking about it from my perspective. And then when it's a combination of both or more perspectives, it ends up being like more considered. And then just thinking about like if it's, how do you know it's the best idea or not, is just like if it just feels right to you, if it's like, if you know if you're lying or not.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Like, if it feels like lying, then it's not right. If it's like difficult and complicated and like feels like the truth, then that's probably the right way to go. And it's the same thing with like, always think about like writing comedy and like writing jokes. And Yaku and I are always sitting there thinking like, oh, are other people going to think that it's funny? And then we realize that's an impossible question to answer.
Right.
So let's just write it until we think write it so that we think it's funny and that we're laughing. And then hopefully that thing is true so that then when other people watch it, they're going to find it, they'll think it's funny as well. Maybe not in the exact same way because everyone's different, but I don't think you can write something while thinking about how an audience is going to perceive it already. And people think like, oh no, that's because you must write for an audience. It's like, obviously I'm writing for an audience, but I'm not writing from the perspective of an imagined audience that I'm conjuring up that's judging what I'm writing.
Right. Like the perfect audience.
That's gonna screw me over. Obviously there's like that voice in my head that's saying like, oh, that's not right until it feels right. But judging from that imagined audience is like we found doesn't really work. Whereas the question was about collaboration. I don't know how I got you.
That was interesting.
Yeah, it was.
Interesting because I was like, oh, I want to tag onto how do you measure truth? But you know what?
Right.
We won't go philosophical.
It's so academic as well.
Yeah.
Learned that. But also, you've done a lot of work with pre-production. You mentioned writing as well, and production, and post-production. What is it like to wear so many hats in terms of becoming like a filmmaker?
I think that it's the best to wear many hats, even if you like mainly do editing or something like that, because you know the whole process.
Right.
Or if you're an editor and then you still have an understanding of grading, you're like, this shot, maybe it's like too overexposed or it's too out of balance or over and under, or like it's to know all the different aspects, you know how to do the thing that you're doing at that moment better. I'm going to shoot it like this because I know it's going to be edited like this.
Right.
I think it's also from like a good director is also going to like be able to communicate that to everyone so that everyone knows the different things that they're doing. And also, just in terms of like the South African film industry, it's so like small that you have to be able to do different things.
Multiple things.
Yeah, because if someone asks you need to do that thing, I'm going to go, you know how to do that thing.
Right.
So doing other things will help you be good at the thing that you really want to do, if it is one thing, or if you're like me and you just like doing a whole bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, literally.
Diversifying your skill set is only going to help everything, because you also might discover something that you actually really enjoy doing,
Right.
Whereas you wouldn't have had that before. Or you might not even have realized. Like everyone, it's funny, like the first day of film school, everyone said that the lecturers said, who wants to be a writer and director?
Right.
Everyone puts up their hand, right? And then as people did things, they're like, oh, I really actually love sound, but then still you mustn't like lose the love for writing and directing as well, because you might be able to just you're doing sound, but then you're able to hear the director's vision and you're able to direct sound into that way. You know what I mean? It's like, it's all like very nebulous and like connected.
Yeah, it is.
Not like I'm just doing my department.
Yeah.
That was a kind of thing, as well as that in AFTA. The thing that also bugged me is that there weren't enough crew members to be in every single crew, so people had to double up, right? But then AFTA decided that only one of the films is going to count towards their marks, and then the other one that the people are doing is going to be their non-outcome, where they don't get marks for it. So they just didn't care that they were on those other films, and you had to be like, I don't care if you're not getting marks for this, dude. Like,
But
you need to,
still, like you need to
do it. And then there's people like Yaku who double majored in sound and VFX. People told him it's going to be too much. He did it anyway. He got distinctions in both, and he did like many, many different non-outcomes.
Right. Right.
But then he gave it his all to all of the non-outcomes, because you get an opportunity to make a thing. Like, and if you're on a film and you don't want to be there, don't be there. That's
fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah, because then people, films got messed around, and it's just like, just do the thing if you don't want to do the thing. And it's like, but they're like, I actually want to be doing cinematography, but I'm doing sound. But it's like, if you learn how to do sound, it's only going to make your cinematography better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
wow.
just makes sense.
Yeah.
What is your, I don't want to say your dream project, but if you had no budget,
No budget.
had like a blank check of like a dream project that you would like want to do, because I mean, I imagine that you write many things, along the way. Some things get used, some things don't get used, but what's that one project that you think like, you know what, if I had no budget, I definitely would like go for this kind of project?
I always like to think that the project that I'd want to do is the ones that I'm pitching now. Because if you put yourself in the mindset of like, oh, there's this thing, then that's going to be the same thing as like, oh, I won't be satisfied until I like win an Oscar or something, like what we we're talking about previously. It's the same mindset of like, what if I had like infinite budget? What's the thing that I'd do? And it's like, well, I don't.
Right.
So
Right.
I'd rather focus on pitching the thing that I'm doing now and make that a reality than trying to think about that. But I mean, I always wanted to make an adaptation of the Bell Jar, but that's just like, I don't think that'll ever happen. I mean, it might.
Yeah, exactly. Don't say never.
Never
Not listen.
Never say
But I
never.
don't think about it like happening or not happening, because I rather want to focus on actually making the things now happen. Yeah.
And is it difficult, do you think, being a co-founding member of like Loot Pictures? Is it something difficult to keep creating and keep on putting out there?
Do you have like creative block sometimes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think everyone does have creative blocks. I always think about creative blocks and this kind of thing that people talk about with artists, whereas you wouldn't ask an accountant or anyone else or a lawyer, like, do you like go into work and you think like, oh, I'm not gonna like do this properly, or I'm gonna have a block or something.
Yeah.
It's like, are you a writer? Then you write stuff.
Right. Okay.
It's
You
the
think
same.
so?
I was like, okay, all right.
You
fair
think
enough.
so?
If you're a filmmaker, then you need to be a filmmaker.
That's
You
fair
don't
enough.
say, you
That's
don't
fair
go and you say, is this
Yeah.
accountant?
I hear him.
Do you-
I hear Mark.
I hear that. I
I hear
disagree.
Creativity is it's not a mystical thing. It's a muscle that you need to train.
That makes me think about it differently, but I do disagree, but I get you.
I get it too.
Yeah. I just feel that like creativity, I think like obviously being a lawyer, being an accountant, you don't have to be, I don't want to say creative
I was gonna say.
about it. You know what I mean? Like
No,
you're
I think
just
those things are
working with
creative as
numbers.
well.
They are in their
They
own,
are
in their own ways.
in their own ways.
But I was gonna say as well, like in terms of art, right? I feel like it's the most. interpreted the most, I would say, critiqued,
Mhm.
right? Because you're not going to go look at an accountant and critique his work. I mean, you can if you like his supervisor or whatever, but the supervisor is going to be the one critiquing the work, right?
Yeah.
But with art, from artists, anyone can critique that art.
Yeah.
I feel like it's the most critiqued, it's the most really looked at thing, and then anyone can have an opinion on it. I feel like that's the reason why it just feels different.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
And then that's why you have that creative block, is that, is it going to be good enough? But I mean, it's like you said, like anyway, it's that if you feel like it's good, then you should just do it. If you don't feel like it's good, you should work on it, right?
Yeah. So I think it's more not in how it's. I was maybe approaching the question for like how it is like achieved, not versus like how it's like perceived. I feel like it should be achieved in the same way that like any other job is done, and it shouldn't be
Okay.
held to like a sort of
Excuse?
like mystical kind
Yeah.
of
Like you have
thing.
to pull from.
man.
Everyone
block.
pull after. Even though you can get like an amazing idea and like a dream or something, and it does feel more magical than perhaps doing other things, definitely. But like in terms of actually doing the thing, yeah, there's like, there's people that talk about writing versus people that just write things, It's very different. And I think it's just like an ego thing.
You think?
Yeah.
Could be.
Yeah.
Because you did mention in one of the videos that you upload on YouTube under looped pictures on the ideas of how to write.
Mhm.
One of the tips you gave was do not have a blank page. So I think it's a matter of just write anything that comes to mind and then work from there, I guess.
Yeah. So I think the reason why we don't generally have a lot of writer's block is because writer's block usually comes when you've reached a certain point in the story, and then the problem isn't actually there. It's actually something in the setup that you haven't set up properly that's creating the block now. So you need to just go back. So not starting from a blank page, I think, is very important because like the blank page is just like intimidating.
Right.
It can be anything. Is this thing going to be good or not? Don't even put yourself in that position. Go to like a text document and just be like, okay, what's this thing I want to write? Like, what's the log line? What are the characters? What are the beats? Let's figure this whole thing out where there's no pressure.
Right.
No one's gonna see it, even though people, we do have to like hand in like beat sheets and stuff, and that's a whole different story. It's almost more like pitching in that sense, but take the pressure away from like staring at this blank page. Open up the dirty window. And just make the story just without pressure. And then when you get to the script, you're almost, I think it was my mentors in the Silver Scadam also said this similar thing to me recently, where they were like, you're almost like itching to actually write the thing versus staring at this thing that's like intimidating.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? I have a different perspective on writer's block now. Like,
Oh yeah, me too.
yeah, like it's never about the fact that like there's nothing to write about. I feel like there's always something to write about. There's always a story within you, out there, or whatever.
Right.
But the writer's block will mostly come from the fact that you've set yourself,
The narrative.
you've set your narrative in such a way where as you're going along, you can get to a particular point, and that can cause a writer's block. So it's
I understand it now as well.
so it's a matter of just going back.
There's like there's like the ego writer's block where you're like, oh, I'm stuck because is this going to be like a masterpiece or not? That's not writer's block. That's just go to therapy, right?
Right. Right.
The other like more practical writer's block is like, I'm stuck because something's not flowing. And then, the problem isn't there. It's in your setup. Is the character's flaw strong enough? Is each scene actually saying something about the theme?
Are the stakes high enough?
There's always
stuff
to go back to. The problem usually isn't there.
Am I missing something?
Am I missing something earlier? And then once that thing earlier clicks, then suddenly that thing's not even a problem anymore. You're like, oh, okay. Yeah.
I don't like writing, but you know what? Maybe.
You should.
I
You should
will
write.
be.
Everyone should write, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm writing a thesis, which is funny because I
Okay.
don't like writing,
Okay.
but it also requires some sort of creativity, some sort of
absolutely,
narrative, some
yeah.
sort of flow. So I
Mm.
guess, yeah. So Mark, you
Mhm.
did mention that you were working on a couple of projects in the beginning. Is there anything that we can look forward to in the next
Future. Just
months?
Yeah, months. Okay, fine. We'll say next month.
Oh gosh. It's all dependent on various
Outcomes.
things, unfortunately.
I get that.
Right.
What's next for Mark?
Yeah, there's the silver scanner thing, but also that
Also dependent.
dependent on
Cool.
if it gets through, and then there's other things that we're pitching. It's all
Codependency.
Yeah.
Just
which
a
is
loop.
frustrating.
Yeah.
Because and then I guess we should just go back to sometimes also just go back to the 6 shorts thing and just make stuff,
Maybe.
Right.
because no one hands people things.
Not in this industry, I guess.
That haven't done anything already.
So there's all of these amazing things that we think are really good and we're pitching and developing, and they may or may not happen. Obviously, we'll want them all to happen.
Right.
But there may be lots of things. A thing, couple of things.
Many
I can't
things.
say anything about any of them because if I say that thing, then it just sets up expectations. And
Yeah, I
Right,
get
right.
that.
yeah.
Well, Mark, thank you so much for joining us and teaching us a little bit about writing. That's fruitful.
Everything.
Everything.
Production.
Yes.
Post.
Was that, how long was that? Was
I
that
don't
the
know.
whole thing?
I don't know.
Dang.
Well, we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. We're just told.
Yeah.
Oh, were you given the...
Yeah.
Yeah. Producers like.
Stop.
Ceasefire.
Stop. We've seen and heard enough.
Wow.
Seen and heard
Out there. Tough.
And that's a wrap from all of us here at Seen and Heard. If you haven't liked, commented, or subscribed, we hope that you do that. And from our hearts to yours, is all love.